What up, though? Welcome to Woman Crush Every Day, where we discuss queer media, especially when it's black and especially when it's woman. I'm your host, Allison, aka Al Wu.
And I'm your host, Tang B, aka Sean B. Scribe.
And today we're going to be talking about Hoochie Daddies! All the way live. But before we get into that,
make sure you subscribe.
Yes, indeedy.
Subscribe so you can get all of the notifications about what we're up to, when we're having screenings, and what we're talking about next.
Absolutely. So tap that button.
Boom, boom.
And let's get ready for this ride.
And with that, let's talk about these Hoochie Daddies.
Yeah. All right, so this show, Hoochie Daddies, is on Tubi. I don't know if you're familiar with Tubi. I feel like most folks are, right?
Yeah,
it's been around for long enough.
Now.
It's free. You know what I'm saying? What I didn't know, I found out this time, you don't even have to log in. You can just turn on Tubi. You don't even have to create an account. You can just start watching Tubi.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. I didn't know that. So I do have an account, but
yeah.
I didn't know that you don't even need that. So
you could just click and go.
It's so easy to watch Hoochie Daddies, and I'm so glad that it was.
Yeah. So Hoochie Daddies is hosted by Hootie, who also created the theme song for Hoochie Daddies at the opening, and it brings 8 masculine identified women into a house together. They are going to compete in complete challenges to win a trip to Jamaica, a Hoochie Daddy chain, bragging rights, and then a feature in Hootie's new movie that's gonna come out at some point.
Yeah.
The Black Widow. So really it just seems like they're there to have a great time and promote themselves.
Yes. And I'm totally here for it.
Yes.
The past year, honestly, we've watched all kind of shows on Zeus Network. Reality television has found its way into my life, and I'm kind of like, okay, I'm kind of starting to see where people really get off watching this. You know what I mean? I still have my shows that I want to watch and all of that, and let's go there. But I think there is a place for shows like Hoochie Daddies.
Yeah.
On air.
And meanwhile, I've been into the reality trash for a long time. No problem watching it. And this is the first time that I got a show with all masculine identified women. It's really beautiful. Usually there's maybe one on a show, and she's usually the butt of a joke. This time it's all of them all the time. They are the stars. They are centered. They are the ones doing the challenge. They are in control of their own image, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah, I'm totally here for it. I think for all the times that the years that we've been making the show, very rarely do we see black masculine identified women as the star of the show. So I think this just is awesome. I think it's a big win. And where we are, I'm still I'm excited. Let's start somewhere. Absolutely. And let's keep it going,
Yes. And if you hear some grumbling in the background, that's just the dog being weird. We're not holding any hostages or anything like that. Shh. Truffle, cut it out.
Be quiet, hostages. All
right. So let's start off with your favorite moment from the season.
My favorite moment, no cap, it was the opening. It was the opening. As soon as the show started, I'm like, oh shit. Dyke God comes out of the house. They do the intro, and there's this dance routine. I don't know how this even happens.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is it. This is the show. I'm going to watch all the episodes.
Dyke God with the pasties on as
the pasties?
The first intro, the first image.
10 out of 10.
It's great. 10
out of fucking 10.
Everybody comes out, does their dance. It's good energy. And you're like, what the fuck am I watching? And I won't turn it off.
I'm not going to turn this off. I want more.
Yes.
Yeah, that was, there were definitely other moments throughout the season that was like, hey, this is fun, wah, 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 this is funny.
Yeah.
But nothing hit me, I don't think, quite as hard, where I knew I was going to keep watching this, like that first minute of the show.
Absolutely.
How about you? What was your favorite moment?
Dyke God really does take the cake. Dyke God is a very entertaining person. And so for me, I think it was the final challenge between Dyke God and Maya B, which I don't know how Maya B was in this particular competition for so long because she was cheating. But Dyke God is like, look, I'm a dancer. I entertain this way. I actually work out, and I'm going to show y'all I'm the strongest Dyke, which is something that she had said throughout
in a
the
previous
season. She was like, I'm the strongest Dyke, period. I think I am. And she proved it that time. But just seeing her, like, the techniques that she used, just her resolve to be like, I'm getting through this, and that she won, I was just like, okay, well, she's the strongest Dyke. So what y'all got to say about it?
That was a really, really cool moment. And I think, for some of our favorite moments to both be Dyke God moments, shout out Dyke God. Because Dyke God was also a super problematic person and character throughout the series in different ways. I mean, love Dyke God, shout out Dyke God. But,
that reminds me. I do have to give a shout out. Second favorite moment, also involving Dyke God, when that lock got pulled.
Get him.
R.I.P.
See, classic reality TV Tubi style. Locks getting snatched.
Her going to start a fight with somebody and getting her lock snatched out, and then I think it was Stud King started wearing the lock around. Dead.
That's so funny.
Dead. All right. Who was your woman crush?
All right. So I mean, I want to shout out all of the studs on the show. I do think I know there are probably very few of them who would be a fan of this category, knowing how they reacted to one of the challenges on the show.
They don't want you liking them.
They don't want me having an opinion, but I'm going to break it down because that's what we do on this show, damn it. So my woman crushes go to J Cash, Stud King.
Yeah.
Maya B.
Just name everybody since you.
I know, right? Since I'm just going, I'm gonna stop there. I think there were things about and Dyke God, honorable mention. You know what I mean? Okay. I think Dyke God. It was the Baltimore accent for me. I went to school in DC, and that Baltimore accent, I was like, what? Where did y'all come from? DC has its own thing going on, but it's just so funny.
Okay. Well, mine, definitely, I would say Maya B. J Cash, for sure. J Cash had the laughter, okay?
Right.
She was laughing at every moment. Yeah, she just seemed like she would be cool to hang out with. Very chill. Fantasy, because that Switch challenge, I was like, you got it.
You got a fan over here with Tang V, yo.
I'll put it there. Stud King is gorgeous. Stud King is gorgeous. She is.
Her
personality, though,
we can there's room for development. But
there's room for development.
I was like Stud King is really gorgeous.
Yeah, she is. She's fine.
Really, really beautiful face structure going on there. So
skin, boom, clear, looking good.
And I mean,
everybody on the show really gets an honorable mention. I mean, y'all can pull people. It was a good cast. Yeah. It was a good cast.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think that when we do Woman Crush, it's always about like how you look. You know what I mean?
No. It's like,
who are you? Who is your personality overall? Who do I fuck with?
Yeah.
Womp. So
I could hang out with those top three, and I might invite that God out for entertainment.
You know what's funny? I don't think we've ever explained what this means as much. Like, look, it don't mean that. All right.
No, we have
a little bit.
Like sometimes it's like they're teenagers, so we don't have a real crush on you, but your personality wins.
Trying to clean it up. Let me stop. All right. So, what can stay, what can go?
What can stay is everything. Everything can stay. I had a great time. I would say, what could maybe go is, I'm gonna just give a critique to the show because we watch a lot of shows. Some of these conversations and the editing, you gotta chop it up. We gotta get to things faster, and I need everybody mic'd because I missed out on way too many great things that were being said, too many little hot shots, tidbits, things that happen.
Sneak disses, all kind of shit.
I need everybody individually mic'd because once y'all all start talking at once, I can only hear whoever is closest to the microphone.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to hear what everybody had to say, and I wanted to get the background on it. So that can go. What else can go is anybody who's getting face tats while they drunk, which I'm not
That's
sure
where I
if
was
that
coming
fully
in.
happened, but that can go. Like face tats while drunk, not a good combo.
Yeah. That's my can go.
Yeah.
That was wild. I will say that was hands down some of the most entertaining shit I've seen on reality television.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So if y'all haven't watched the show and you're fine with spoilers, obviously, because you're still watching this, there was a challenge about midway through the competition.
Yeah, this is like episode 7, maybe.
Yeah, so we're
8?
nearly at the end, but then a bunch of other challenges get kind of thrown in to like mix it up a little bit, so we don't really know who's gonna win, supposedly. So on this particular challenge, it was the Casamigos challenge. And it was everybody in the house had to take shots of Casamigos. And the person who was able to take the most shots was going to win, 6 points, something like that.
Was it that? I think it was just 8 points.
Maybe it was 8.
I don't think it was 6 points. I think they got a point on the board if
they got a point on the board. If you were the last one to finish drinking. And then another challenge was thrown in there. I think on 2 shots in, the tattoo artist showed up and was like, if you get a face or a head tat, you get an additional 2 points. And what happened was everybody decided to get a face or head tat.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Yeah. Started off strong. Moyo like, it's on me. I want it right here. I was like, whoa, buddy. Are you sure you want to do that?
Right here?
3-4 shots in at this point, and then the tattoo artist. I was like, that's crazy.
There's got to be all kinds of
To me,
illegal.
that feels hella crazy. I really hope y'all signed all the waivers on that, because what the hell? There's no way. I'd have been like, look, we can get the Hoochie Daddy on my back.
Right.
You can get Hoochie Daddy right here.
Maybe on the back of my shoulder. Maybe on the inside of my arm. But front center, like a freckle.
Negative. What's it called when you get the hole? What's it called?
Tramp stamp.
Thank you. See, you rolled that off.
I mean, I've watched a lot of reality TV, okay? It's a lot of tramp stamps on there.
I tramp stamp my HD, my Hoochie Daddy. I got 1 point like a bitch. Hey, look at here. I'm honest.
Also, we can go is the TikTok challenge being worth the most points.
That's facts.
Because
I will second that.
Yeah, that's not fair. Yeah. That's not fair.
And then were they bought too? I feel like that was kind of one of the mumblings that was happening in the show. That's like also Stud King pay for like a sponsor ad or something.
I don't know if it was that or if it was like, I know Dyke God was talking about maybe, I don't know if it was Dyke God or Jay Cash was talking about buying followers or buying likes or something or buying an ad to put out there. Either way, it was like Stud King started off with the most amount of followers to begin with because she got this tongue video. If y'all haven't seen it, look it up.
Get a TikTok, look up the tongue video. Stud King, KVNGG.
And then you'll understand why she has the most followers.
That shit was kind of out. Whoa.
Yeah. Don't watch it in front of no kids, okay? This is not appropriate.
It was kind of ham. Yeah, I was like, this is for grown folks. That's definitely for grown folks. But
yes. All right, what could stay, what could go for you?
You know, I absolutely agree with everything that was said. I want the show to stay. I want to see a season 2. I want to see more Hoochie Daddies. You know, I don't know if this is queer canon category, but I don't know if it's a can stay or can go. I think it's like I'm still chewing on it.
Just put it out.
So maybe that's where let's just go on to the last one. Where does this fit in the queer canon?
Okay. You're gonna go?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm gonna talk about the fact about just 8 studs on the show. 8 studs in a house, real world. And talk about the challenges, right? So I think it was really interesting to have so many of the challenges really kind of have these studs doing compromising things, you know, or things that, I don't know, I guess studs don't typically do. And
like the twerk challenge.
Yeah, so there's one, they had to like put a tissue box, tie it to their waist, and twerk all of the little bells out of the box. They did a switch up challenge, and they got all prettified, put makeup on, lashes,
nails, all of that.
The whole thing. They did what was another challenge?
Oh, the balloon challenge, where they had to slip and pop the balloon on the person's butt.
You was ready for that? Look, okay, let me leave you alone. I'm teasing you today. Okay. Yeah, so they had to do these interesting challenges that had these studs doing stuff that they would never physically do, and
in front of people.
Yes.
Because we all know.
But that's important. You know,
yes.
Yeah, that's important in front of people. And there is, I don't know,
the baby challenge.
Oh yeah, they had them raise a baby,
motherly little.
Yeah, and I'm like, they ain't no 3-on-3 challenge. You know what I'm saying? We can get a little basketball challenge. The one challenge.
They did boxing.
That was after they fought each other 11 times. You know what I mean? Like, none of the challenge, like the challenges that were on their own. But they was all the studs was like, we don't even go get numbers. Women chase us.
Yeah, I mean that's it. I want to come back to that because that's a whole.
Now that's queer canon
in the lesbian community.
That's queer
about
canon for
who
your
chases
ass.
Who, because we be queerifying that shit for sure. There's gots to.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I thought that was interesting to see these studs doing this stuff, and I wonder how that plays into like the perception of studs overall. Like, because I feel like I'm masculine presenting, but still like identify as a woman. So, yeah, I don't mind like doing whatever woman things are, but yeah. I also think if somebody's trying to make me do stuff that I wouldn't even typically do for this, you know what I'm saying? Like who is it for, I guess? Like who is it for? Is it for like dudes to also watch the show because dudes are curious about watching studs do like girl shit? Or is it like everybody's curious about watching studs do girl shit? Nobody wants to see studs do stud shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. That was interesting to me. So that was just something random that I didn't want to forget to talk about and just throw in the mix. And I think this is still really early in terms of representations of masculine presenting women on screen. So it's like, okay, this feels a little shuck and jivey a little bit for like, what are you doing this for? But that's just how I feel. That's how, just a little bit, not even like overwhelmingly, but just like, cause I had a great time with the show. I think it was fun. Blah blah blah. You know, watching everybody do everything, had a great time with it. You know, but for audiences that aren't us, and I mean, and I'm not trying to like babysit audiences that aren't us. Yeah, you know, I don't really give a fuck, but I'm just curious, like.
What was some of the motivation?
What was some of the motivation behind that? Because I think I would be a fan of seeing some more stuff where you're seeing like, are y'all doing like a dance off? Or then when y'all did a dance, it's like the rules was changing. What is this really about? Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. What do you got?
So queer canon, one, I think it's really dope in the same way that like For the Love of Boop came about, you know, to just have a time in life where we can produce our own content.
Yeah.
Where you can get, you know, $5,000 to $20,000. I don't know how much they spent on the show, but just be able to create your own reality show, come up with your own prizes, come up with your own challenges, even if some of them are borrowed from Minute to Win It, but you know, whatever. Come up with your own challenges, audition your own people, bring them in, film it, edit it, and put it up on Tubi, and be able to build an audience. Absolutely. And now I see them, you know, they're starting to do appearances, and it's Hootie and the Hoochie Daddies are coming to whatever, Vegas, you know, wherever they're going to go next. And I just think it's a beautiful thing to have more control over your own content. And I think, to your point, yeah, there's going to be a lot of pandering to what audiences want to see, or maybe the creators of the show wanted to get under these studs' skin and just be like, you know, I know that there's like masculine presenting women who are like, I only do dude shit. And then there are masculine presenting women who are just like, no, I present this way, but besides this, there's a whole lot else happening. And I think to just have control over your image, whether you decide to sell it or just show it, is a beautiful spot to be in. So that's really cool. I think it's really cool for us to be here in this moment.
I agree with that. I totally agree.
Yeah, to have a show where even though they're doing silly stuff, just having a bunch of masculine presenting women on a show.
I mean, it's epic. It's epic.
I've never seen it anywhere before. And so, yeah, that makes me excited. I would definitely watch a season 2. I hope they get a bigger budget. I hope they get a few more camera people to just really help us seep into the reality of reality shows.
We want all the trash. We want all the trash talking. We want to hear all the details, HD.
Everything. Okay? Everything. I'll also say, I thought that they had some interesting conversations on the show. One was about, you know, stud for stud, mask for mask, and it was good to see a variety of opinions around that, even though it was still overwhelmingly like, that's for
I don't do that gay shit.
That's cool for y'all, but you know, not me. Don't bring that over here. But then it was cool to see a couple women who are just like, I mean, we women, so like, I don't know what you're talking about. So that was an interesting conversation. And also the conversation about parenting was pretty interesting to see the number of them that are like, I am a mother, or I have cared for kids that my partners have had. And to have Moyo be a part of this conversation, because everybody on the show was supposed to be a masculine identified woman. I think Moyo, even though she didn't, I'm going to just use Moyo as the ultimate name pronoun, rather than any pronoun. Moyo was the one person who maybe is more trans identified. Maybe not completely there, but maybe on the way there or somewhere in between that, and preferred to be called dad, you know, and wants that in the future. And just a conversation about like what to have your kids call you, and how when you're raising a kid as a queer person, like your kid is automatically aware of queer people in community. And how do you go about naming yourself, having them address you? What role do you play in that relationship, if there's a particular role that you play at all? And then where do kind of the boundaries between what you wear and what you do start to break down when you're just like, no, I'm caring for a child, period. Period. How much does it matter if I'm mommy or daddy? I'm parent here. And so it was cool to see that conversation, even in all the fights and the arguing and the challenges and the twerking and silliness. There were a couple of little snippets of like real conversation that I appreciated.
No, I absolutely feel that. And I think this show did more to show the fullness of black masculine women than it did to diminish their fullness.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do want to just second that, to say like absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. It's really cool. So here for it. Hootie, we need a season 2. I got some music I'm gonna send you.
Yeah.
We need Al Wu on season 2.
Put Al Wu on season 2.
I don't necessarily need to be on cast, but
put her on the show.
I can dance. I can sing.
She will win the challenges.
Hoochie Daddies. Let me stop.
So I feel like we didn't name everybody in the challenges, and then we should maybe
name all everybody who's in the show. So, we had Dyke God. Mm-hmm. We had Stud King. We have Moyo the General. We had Fantasy. We had Taz, Youngest in Charge.
Yes.
We had King.
Yes.
We have Maya B.
Yes.
We have J Cash. And we have 8.
That's everybody.
Oh, wow. Shout out everybody who was a part of the show. Shout out even Juan Ramon and Hootie for that goddamn theme song.
Yes.
Stuck in my head. Hilarious. I'm here for it. I love it.
And then we had some challenges, and I'm interested in what was your favorite challenge. Right. So we had the TikTok challenge, the t-shirt design challenge. These are out of order. Numbers on the beach, cooking, which turned out to be a fake challenge. Hootie just wanted to eat.
They had them started fights and all kind of shit.
Started all kind of bullshit, all for 0 points. They had the Kleenex twerk challenge. They had care for a baby doll.
That old premature baby, that was hilarious.
That was
Where
really
they get the
funny.
baby dolls from?
At
least it
let
was
me
black.
stop. Yeah. Then they had the baby bottle challenge in the middle of that. The Casamigas challenge. The tattoo challenge in the middle of the Casamigos.
They had the pudding challenge.
The pudding challenge.
You remember the pudding
That's
challenge?
right. They had to lick the pudding out of a cup without using their hands. They had the static push-up challenge. That was one of the last ones, which was terrible static push-ups. Not static push-ups at all. The balloon bump challenge and the boxing.
So what was my? I think so. Did you? Yep. Okay. My favorite challenge. My least favorite challenge was t-shirt or numbers on the beach.
Yeah, that was just kind of weak.
My favorite challenge was face tat and boxing. Because what the hell on the face tat and boxing, I was like, let's just go there. I was concerned they had the cinder blocks in the corner. And I was like, man, somebody get hit.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
And hit a cinder block. I think they was kind of judging that kind of wild too, because some of them matches, I think I was expecting some different outcomes.
Some of the judging on all of these challenges was very suspect. It was like, are we looking for who won? Or are we looking for... I'm not really sure what we're looking for here.
Who looked the cutest?
Like,
what?
Who
woke up the earliest this morning?
Who you like today? Like,
yeah.
Who's judging this? It was a little suspect. I think
I like the static push-up challenge though too.
I did like that.
That was dope.
Good.
That was like a true battle of the fittest, and I really love how Dyke God backed it up.
Yeah.
After all of that talking.
After all of that, because she did a lot of talking. A lot of talking.
Dyke God is the strongest Dyke. Dyke God is the strongest Dyke.
Dyke God. Got it. I think my favorite was probably the challenges that most challenge what a stud is. The babies challenge, because it was just dumb. They're walking around with these baby dolls and they're just like, fake feeding them, fake hold up.
I wonder how long that actually lasted. Like, how long did they have to hold the babies?
I don't know. Oh yeah, because they couldn't put the baby down for the first part. They had to hold on to it. But King arguing that she was the best baby handler, and she left that baby in their room and was smoking cigarettes, going to the liquor store, taking naps. The baby was not cared for, and she couldn't figure out what they were talking about. Like,
what you mean?
Like, I really got kids. I really took care of kids before. And I was like, I need to talk to the other mother of these children.
Hey.
I need another witness on this child rearing that you claim you doing, King.
Yeah. When King put the baby in the bed and said, all right, you're taking a nap. I'm going to go smoke the cigarette. And that's just how that went. That was hilarious.
Hilarious. And then even though I agree about the switch challenge, I felt like that was a little bit of a challenge to people's identities in an unnecessary way. But I appreciate for the people who really did the challenge, how they were serving face. That guy gave me lots of laughs. You know, as she was serving. J Cash was also, you know, serving.
Yes.
You know,
Serving
we
lots
all
of
know
face.
that Fantasy should have won that challenge because
Period.
she actually knew what she was doing.
Period. Fantasy won that challenge.
Fantasy won that challenge.
And shout out J Cash,
Yeah.
but it was not a handstand challenge.
It was not.
It was a makeup challenge.
Also, I just have to say this to the world or whoever's watching this. J Cash did not twerk well on that handstand.
Oh, shots! You've been pulling a lot of.
I'm just saying, I can't twerk on a headstand, so I'm not saying that I can do it better. I'm just saying from the viewer's perspective.
I've seen better for sure. Is what you're saying.
Okay, Fantasy won the twerk challenge and the face challenge.
I didn't say that.
Okay,
that's what she's saying. I didn't say that.
But I love to see people serving face. It took me back to watching Legendary, and I felt like, yeah, y'all would have won if you were walking face. Y'all did that. That was cute. And I'm like, if you're going to do something that's slightly embarrassing to you, do it full out. You know, do it full out, have a good time with it. And I felt like everybody had a good time with it. Stella King also. Yeah. She did good too. She looked great. So, with the lashes on. I think lashes are funny, period.
I'm going to get some lashes. That's what I'm doing. Let me stop.
Okay.
All right, my lashes are actually already kind of long as hell. No cap.
Yeah.
You see them
Yeah,
shits?
you already have beautiful lashes. You don't have to.
Okay, I'm done.
All right. So, yeah, those were the challenges. Really enjoyed the show. Really hope that y'all do another season of it. Interested to know what you all thought about it. If you've watched it, if you plan to watch it, if you've got a favorite scene, who your crush is.
I just had a thought that I feel like I want to bring up because it's going to be a minute before we do this again. So I guess before we have a show where we're talking about black, masculine, lesbians, and there's a bunch.
Yeah.
But I saw this meme floating around the internet this past week, and it's kind of like, how come studs never grow up to be, they always grow up to be hood niggas. They never grow up to be respectable, young, gentle studs or something, you know, gentlemen or some shit. And you see these images, you know, these studs in relationships, and they just wearing a fitted cap or whatever. And that's kind of it. Some of them are like with the family, smiling. You know, actually they kind of something, yeah, I don't know, whatever. But, I think knowing that meme is floating around and like presenting a particular narrative around what it means to be a stud, I think this show, I mean, are these hood niggas, you know, do they match a lot of what the picture looks like? Yeah, but I also feel like you see, like, going back to the conversations and just the things that you hear people talk about and how hearing these studs talk about their families, hearing these studs talk about their lives in context, I think it's just really important, and we need content that challenges that narrative. We need content that demonstrates, like, that studs aren't just hood niggas, and on top of that, just knowing that a lot of the reason why studs are hood niggas are the same reason why hood niggas are hood niggas.
Yeah.
It's just like the
there's
same
a lack of opportunities.
Reasons.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, if y'all are mad at masculine women for being gangsters and looking like thugs, it's like, it's the same thing that's happening to dudes. And like, why aren't all our black kings out here politicians and doctors and lawyers and shit? Because, motherfucker, It's real life socio issues happening that pose challenges. And not to say that that's everybody, but like generally speaking, it's a lot of shit you have to dig through to even get a fucking job as a stud. So then it's like, you know what? Just fuck it. Fuck it. I'm not actually going to try to work in the system and be a part of that shit if y'all aren't going to recognize me and see me. If I have to come to this bitch every day in a dress in order to get this job, what that does to your identity. And, you know, it's like, you wonder why these studs... I'm done. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I just had to bring that up.
No, I think that's so legit. And one, I want to say, you know, you exist and you have a job. You go to a university and work. And so I think, one, it's a problem with who even gets promoted, what images of people get promoted. Because I'm like, we've had stud teachers. We both had a stud teacher, the same one, you know, growing up. And while people don't always get to be out at their place of work, and I think that's changing, it's like there are people in these professions, but y'all don't want to show them because y'all don't want them to be there in the first place.
Yeah, y'all are embarrassed by them.
So I feel like there's an image campaign of like the same way they do any hood black people is we're only going to show you in a particular light. I feel like it's the same thing that's happening to women rappers. If you not, you know, twerking in a like bikini top and hoochie shorts, then you don't get to be a rapper. And this is not a shot at that, because I love twerking in a bikini top and hoochie shorts and talking your shit. Y'all don't allow variety. Mm-hmm. The world doesn't allow variety, and then you're mad when people don't have examples of how to be, and you're mad when people think like, well, I don't want that type of person working here because I think this and that about them, and you don't actually know them. Mm-hmm. Their resume might be impeccable, or their resume can't get to be impeccable because nobody will give them an opportunity, and that's why it's so important to make our own shit.
Mm-hmm. That part.
Yeah, so no, thanks for bringing that into the conversation, because I think that's real, and I think somebody who's not from our community who watches this show could easily just be like, look at this, more stud nonsense or whatever, and it's like, it's so much more. Mm-hmm. It's so much more than that. Mm-hmm. It's so much more than that, and the fact that this show even had to be created is even that the number of people that are watching this show right now shows you like this is content that people haven't been able to see before. They haven't been able to see themselves. They haven't been able to see their partners. They haven't been able to see their mothers. They haven't been able to see, you know, their daddy. They haven't been able to see their reality. And we just need more. More, please.
More, please. That part. Well, hey, we really love Hoochie Daddies. Can't wait till season 2. Y'all, if you watch the show, leave comments. Let us know what you thought about the season there. And we'll talk back.
Boom.
There you go.
All right.
All right, y'all. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.